Alright YouTube, today we're gonna check something out. So in my one recent KC Tools tool haul, I picked up these bad boys. The Gedore, what is it, 7RA10, which is a 3/8 inch adapter for wrenches, and the Gedore 7RA63, which is the 1/4 inch adapter for wrenches. And excuse me while I get the last 2 wrenches I need for this. So what we're going to do, we are going to figure out if they're worth having. What do you mean, Luke? Well, why did I pick them up? I'm not exactly sure, but let's oh, these are the wrong ones. There's that, and there's that. So, I thought they were cool. They were in the Gedore catalog. Saw them on KC Tools. They're like 15 bucks a piece. I think it's like 13 and 16 or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll put links in the description, but you know what? I will put links in the description because KC Tools, I love the stuff you sell, but sometimes the weird stuff is really hard to find. Like, it must have took me half an hour of searching to find all 3 of the 2 of these. Half an hour, I'm exaggerating. Maybe 10 minutes of searching your site to find these buggers and the wrenches that they tried to sell with them. I found them. I like you guys, but you know, is there a way to make that easier to find? Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Okay. So I'm like, oh, they're really cool, right? And they just kind of like snap into your ratcheting wrench, and now I got a Gedore ratchet, right? Well, yes and no. I got a Gedore Cobalt ratchet because these are my Cobalt ratcheting wrenches, and I like these. When they're useful, they're useful. But I don't know if you guys can see this. That's the play, the backlash on that wrench, right? I'm not, here, I'll even anchor my hand because I know I shake a little bit. There's no click and I'm not actually moving anything. That's pretty serious, right? That's a pretty terrible backlash on a wrench. And even if I went with the Craftsman, the Junker, maybe I'm slightly exaggerated, but that doesn't feel like nearly as much. So, I mean, these are great if you have a reversible, because for me to reverse direction, I got to pop it out, pop it in the other side. Right? So if you got a reversible ratcheting wrench of high quality, the Cobalts are good for a DIYer. Don't get me wrong. But I'll bet if you got a Snap-on or a Gedore or any of the other Matco, whatever, maybe the slop in the ratcheting mechanism wouldn't be as pronounced. So they might be nicer that way. Okay, so what's the point of them? Well, it's to make your wrench a ratchet. Okay, that's great, but I have ratchets. Why do I need it? And my initial thought was, it'll be great for low clearance, right? Lower profile. I want to keep my profile low on that. And I thought, well, how would I measure that? So what I did was I got a 10 mil socket. It doesn't matter what socket, it just needs to be the same. And I'm going to measure what my clearance is. And no, this isn't the world's most accurate caliper, but it is a caliper. And accuracy doesn't matter here so much as consistency. And so what we'll do is we'll dial it in at 1.532, something like that. Look, it's not perfect. It's the dial caliper I use to reload ammunition. So I've put my face next to explosives based on this bad boy. So I trust it, right? I trust it to at least be consistent. So what I'm checking here is to see, is this a small package? Is this easier to get into a tight spot than if I just threw the socket on a ratchet? Well, let's find out. I'm going to use the exact same socket on my other ratchets. And if the ratchet fits, no. So it's got the Craftsman beat by the width of the button. Right, can you see that? Craftsman beat by the width of the quick release button. So the here, let me do move all this out of the way. So there's the Gedore with that. The Craftsman is bigger, smaller. Okay, let's try the DeWalt. Got my big fat DeWalt. Nope, DeWalt's fatter. And I'm not even going to compare the, which one's fatter than which. Definitely fatter than the Pittsburgh Pro swivel head. So let's do the Husky. Let's see, is this a quick release? I don't have a non-quick release. Yep, see, and the Husky is significantly smaller. Whoop, there we go. So, okay, defeats the purpose on that. All right, what? And then let's do, for kicks and giggles, let's go to my Wera just T-handle. Yep, that's bigger. Okay, so for tough access spots, and we'll even go with the breaker bar. It's even smaller than the breaker bar. So for my 3/8 inch drive, it's easier to get into a spot than my favorite ratchet, my breaker, my T-handle, my DeWalt, and my Craftsman, but I'm actually beginning to like this Husky a little bit more. I like it. It's a 3/8 inch Husky ratchet that came in a set. Used it recently because it is one of my longer ratchets, right? So a little extra leverage. And then let's try, that goes there. Let's try this. I thought this was pretty cool. You can use this if you don't have a T-handle. You can use it in a regular box end wrench. No problem, it snaps right in there. And now I got essentially a T-handle. It doesn't ratchet any direction, right? And so if I'm trying to drive something off at an off angle, right? These Huskies aren't the greatest on the 15 degree in all of them, but, and let's see. It's just about the same. I mean, we're talking a thou maybe bigger. So they're like right on top of each other there. So is it useful for 3/8? Yeah, kind of, but am I going to take all my sockets and this and all my wrenches, or at least this wrench, rather than just a ratchet? I don't know, wouldn't I just take a ratchet at that point? I don't know, so that's the downside to that guy. Now, I believe the 1/4 inch is a little bit more of a story. So the 1/4 inch uses the 10mm ratcheting wrench. And I'm going to put this on a 10mm socket just to be super ridiculous. Loosen this guy up. Tighten her down. Now I am including the push button release because if you're in a tight spot situation, you got to fit the push button in there. You don't want the push button being depressed. So let's see, what do we got here? Can you guys see it? It is 1.47 inches. Yeah, I'm doing this in inches. Shut up. So let's do my Cobalt swivel head. I like this ratchet a lot. I really do. It is not a quick release, and it is off by the ratchet switch mechanism. That's the difference there. So not by much. Again, bigger is higher up. This is my Duralast, not quick release. I don't have a quick release 1/4 inch. Interesting. The Duralast is significantly smaller, right? I mean, this I got as part of a set. I like this ratchet as well. Used it the other day. Let's try the T-handle. Smaller than the T-handle. If I can. I like the retention on those T-handles. And then let's try this guy in the box end wrench. And pretty much the same on the box end wrench. This is a Husky box end wrench. By the way, yeah, the box end wrenches are Husky. Pretty much the same. I'll say it's kind of slightly ever so just a bit bigger. So that's the comparison, guys. Do you need these things? I don't know. I think they're cool. Is it worth 30 or 40 bucks? You know what else is cool? They're knurled. So if you're driving a socket, you can even do it just by hand. I don't know, what's the use case for them? Maybe you guys can think of a use case for them better than I can. So if you can, throw it in the comments. Let everybody know why you think these are useful, not why you think they're cool. I think they're freaking awesome. I don't know when I'm going to use them though. I can't work it out in my head. If my ratcheting wrenches were nicer than any of my ratchets, yeah, absolutely. There, I got a Gedore ratcheting wrench now too. A ratchet now too. But my ratcheting wrenches are definitely lower quality than my ratchets as far as tooth count and backlash. So, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, but definitely I want to hear why you guys think these things are useful. I know I'm missing something. Show me why I'm an idiot. My name's Luke. I'm an amateur. This one didn't take an hour. You guys have a good day.